It's Nancy. I'm going to do a basic face today. I mean, obviously, you know, my stitches are still where my stitches were is still healing, especially here. I didn't get all this one out. I'm so upset. I'll go back to them. Don't worry. And then we'll come back and do an eye look. I want to talk to you about, you know, it's not the quality. I mean, you're going to see that my quality of products is all over the map. And the amount of money I paid, not the quality. The products I'm using are products I really, 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 really like. And so I'm using them. It's not about how much I paid for them. But I'm going to teach you how to use green concealer to counteract red. Important. Now, right now I'm using a glycolic peel because my skin looks like crap and I just don't care. So I'm going to use a little bit of my Olay Total Effects for sensitive skin. This is for skin that is, it's non-comedogenic, but, you know, just because you have oily skin doesn't mean you don't need a moisturizer. Your body will tell your skin, oh my gosh, it's dry, pump out oil, and this will help stop it. But you really just need a thin layer, and mostly where you're dry. Where I oil up the most is my forehead, and I really don't mess too much with that. I sort of keep it to a dull roar. And as you can see, my skin's really blotchy right now. That's because I did a tutorial a few minutes ago, and the eye makeup turned out so horrifically bad, and it wasn't all me. Was mostly not all me, it was mostly the makeup. So I'm going to do a review on some makeup and on some eyeshadow a little bit. But let's just talk about fixing what we've got first. There are a couple theories about camouflage. The first one is that you do under and over. I don't like doing it under. Over, I just feel like you're just wiping it away the minute you put a sponge on it. So I'm going to use a primer potion. It's That Gal Primer Potion by Benefit. I got this at All Cosmetics Wholesale. I did not pay full price for this. It's pink. That's what I like about it. This is an absolutely clean, fresh, brand new sponge. So I'm not, you know, damaging product I might use on somebody else. And it is barely wet, and as you can see, I have my skin's peeling up there. Which, you know, putting red on a red face doesn't seem like the world's greatest idea, but I wanted to see this sort of gives you a softer, brighter appearance. If my skin was in better shape right now, I could go out the door with a little powder, but it's not. So I'm going to use my Pure Makeup by Maybelline. This is in Nude, which is the light number 4, and it's just a tad dark for my skin in the winter. It is a fabulous color in the summer, and I use it in the summer. Again, same damp sponge because I can squirt it on here. If I had to do it any other way, I would use the other side. And absolutely clean hands. When you do your makeup, especially if you're doing it with your fingers, which I have no problem with. I think fingers are a phenomenal way to get makeup on. Excuse me, you're about to lose me for a second because I'm going down to get my makeup mirror. I think fingers are a great way to get, you know, I'm using the 5 times size, so this is not pleasant for me. Fingers are a great way to get product on your face, and even blend it. Oh, I'm still sparkly from that makeup I was using before. Blend down into your jawline, into your neck a little bit. No demarcation lines. And with a damp sponge, this actually, even though it's a little dark for me, it sheared out really well. Very happy. Talking concealer, I am flipping my sponge. I'm using Graftobian. This is not terrifically expensive. Camera Cosmetics carries it. CameraReadyCosmetics.com, which I'll have to put in the sidebar because the dog barked. The kitten's running. If you hear elephants running in my room, it's the kittens are in here and running around. Green counters red. And in case you forget what counters what, it's right on the back of here. It's just so nice. It's got highlights and concealers, and this is just, you know, I love this product. This product is worth every dime. Everyone should have it in their kit. This makes the NYX, not the NYX, sorry, the e.l.f. Studios line look like what it is, not up to this quality. If you're going to go green, you've got to go higher quality. But this is not ridiculously expensive. It's like 12 bucks or something. I take a little of my green. Now, I want you to know that even though I'm going to be concealing some of the red marks on my face, I'm not going to be able to conceal all of them because of, I mean, these are pretty intense red marks. Yeah. But I can counteract these and anything on the side of my nose. And I now look like Elphaba. Right? Turn it to this side of the brush. I'm going to take the highlight, which is, there's two of them. There's a pink highlight and there's an extra highlight. The pink highlight is really, really pretty right here, just at the very top of the cheekbone. Don't worry, I'm not leaving my face green, and we are not going to run out of time. It's just a pink highlight. And, you know, it's sort of like High Beam, but it's not like High Beam, so I actually own both. This and High Beam, depending on my needs. This gets tossed. I don't care what they say about 7 days. This gets tossed. I can buy them cheaply enough that I can toss this out. Now, I suppose I can spray a little alcohol on it and wash it, and I might do that, but I've had like all kinds of products on here. I do worry about bacteria, so this gets tossed. I would rather toss a bunch of these than have to toss this before it's time. Okay, now, I have Bobbi Brown concealer. I just chose Bobbi Brown concealer. It's not my only concealer. I have cheap concealers, some expensive concealers. I can use foundation as concealer, but this over this can blend it out so well. Okay, nothing's gonna hide that. You know that, right? Now, once I get my concealer on, oh, everything's red. I just can't take it. Everything's red. I'm going to take that side of the sponge that had the foundation on it, and I'm going to shear it out a little bit. And I'm going to look in my mirror, so excuse me for doing this. Because the concealer can be very thick, Bobbi Brown is very emollient. Make sure every bit of dead skin is off your face. If you don't do that, your concealer will clog up right there. Now that's a scab, so that's going to do that. That's from my mole removal. I'm going to take my, should put down some more highlight actually, but I'm not going to have time for that, so I won't. You can also put down your highlight with your concealer brush. I'm going to tip from the very edge where I can remember the alcohol. Right there. And right there. And that's my green concealer tutorial. Let me double check before I zoom in on me. Now, it didn't hide all the red on my red on my face. It didn't get rid of it all because of this. This can't be hidden, folks, without mortician's wax powder and more foundation. That can hide it. That can also hide your eyebrows. But it got a lot of the redness out of my face with a very inexpensive foundation. And while this is an expensive concealer, and I have a slight glow because of the primer I used, which is that girl. And I really like that girl. And again, allcosmeticswholesale.com sells it. I'm going to come back a little bit and we're going to talk about blush and eyeshadow through the rest of the look. So keep tuned.